Well, that recording didn't go as planned, but I'll leave it up because it's good. Another thing is like these gangstalkers will try and destroy your life, and then when and then they'll destroy your life for years, or attempt to, and then they'll get their wins every here and there until you're too smart for them, or they have to come up with other ways that to keep some sort of control, but at the same time they can't go too far as to destroy your life because you already know how to come out of that. You already know how to fight back. Already know. Now, as I said before, they love attention, so clearly these things pick up. And I'm not stopping because I'm afraid. Because I'm not afraid. That's why I make all the documenting. It's just don't give them attention. And the more attention they get, the more pep in their step they get. Now, there's clearly those. Well, that's not the case. But the thing is the majority. If you take away their basically, if I implement everything I know and I don't give them attention, they can't destroy my life. And you watch it plummet down even more so. When you watch it plummet down, not only when I stop doing this, but they'll, when you fight back and stuff, but keep emotionally regulated, all that type of thing. There's going to be that, but if you don't give them the attention, and once I get back into full-time employment and I keep doing the things I'm doing, I'm not isolated anymore. So when you're not isolated and you got some money, they tend to leave you alone unless you draw their attention by giving them attention, which it's only been a small while. Look how much things have happened, and that's only I've only mentioned a select few. But they'll they'll do everything they can to destroy your life, and then once you're questioning your reality, once you're questioning your faith, and you may have been a virgin, telling my story now, you may have been a virgin till you're 28 years old, and then you lost your virginity, but it wasn't to like a relationship thing, and then you're dating a woman. Not saying she's involved, she's not. She is, I know that for a fact. Don't let paranoia or delusion destroy your relationships, because other people will, that's part of the plan. Other people will get close to you and they're not a part of it. But those with a victim mindset will think that everyone is in on it. Becomes their identity rather than something they have to deal with. So the thing is you make one slight little mistake, and it's not even a mistake, it's not even against the law or something, but it might be maybe something that you were against, and you were hard out against it. Not like hard out, but like you didn't follow that lifestyle, and there was times that you may have told people not to follow this lifestyle, and maybe you didn't for 10 or 15 years or something, but then you change your mind over time, and all of a sudden they will say, see, you were never for it, you were never, you were fake the whole time, you weren't the real deal, you never were, the gaslighting stuff, and then they'll try and make it look as if, or at the very least they are, doing it in public, the things that you said, right? And then they'll say, oh, the past, when they weren't following those things. And that's the whole gaslighting thing. If you're strongly for something and then life teaches you a few lessons and you go through some hard things and you learn lessons and your opinions change, that's not hypocrisy. that's life. And then when you don't have the verbiage for it, but you know something's up, and you basically know these things, you just don't have the terminology, and you think you're ousted. There's no one else going through what you're going through at least in your community, at least in your town. There probably is, but it certainly feels that way, and it does cause you to question your beliefs and question your values. And it causes you to see when I was drinking, the appeal of drinking to me was the fact that usually I'm thinking of like a lot of things. I'm thinking about theories, I'm thinking about psychology, I'm thinking about sports, I'm thinking about my goals, my aspirations, I'm thinking about my relationships, all at the same time. But it's when I'm meditating or when I'm drinking or when I just have no energy because I've expended well, not all, but you know what I mean by that. I can wake up the next day and do it again and do it again. But it's like I've expended all this energy, but it's not going to lead me to burnout. I can do this for years. That's it. Without these three things, when none of these three things are the case, you're thinking about all your relationships. Not that you've done anything wrong, but you're just thinking about your relationships, you're thinking about all this philosophy, you're thinking about all these spiritual ideas, you're thinking about all these other things, and you're always questioning yourself, and you're always growing, and you're always, learning new things, and the brain just keeps going and going and going. And that's good, but sometimes you just want to calm it down, and so it's like if the energy thing I just said, you haven't expended your energy to the point where you can still get up and do it tomorrow, and you can do it for years, but so long as you keep that up, you're always going to have your energy gone to the point where it's like you need to rest and you can't do anything else. And then you get up the next day and you continue, but when you get up the next day, you're refreshed again. It's that, as well as when you're meditating or doing the manifestation mantras and stuff. It's those two, and drinking alcohol is when my brain is right in the here and now. It's those two and drinking alcohol, and then they'll say, oh, you were a heavy drinker, you were this and that. Well, your life was in shambles, and the 50% that's your fault is the fact that you keep giving people the wrong. You keep giving people 15 is just a number. You give them 15 chances instead of 1 or 2. And it doesn't matter that they were doing all this and spreading rumors and had multiple sexual partners, all this type of stuff. No. You're not better than them because you used to drink heaps. It's just things like that, Again, this recording didn't go, so it's all that stuff. They can't gaslight me. They can't do all this type of thing. The whole relational sabotage. Well, if people turn on you, that reveals they weren't close to you. And the thing is not everyone who gets close to you are like that. Not everyone is a part of it. And then there's you can think that they are, and paranoia kicks in, which I'm glad it doesn't do for me, hasn't done for a number of years. And then you end up destroying the relationship from your false assumptions. So again, this recording did not go the way it is. But I'm glad I don't fall for any of